So most med spa owners think that their leads aren't converting because of the price, lead quality, or just the competition in the area. But in reality, it's the phone call. In this video, I'm going to break down a real receptionist call from one of the clinics in my program, overviewing why one of their leads didn't turn into a booked appointment, and what it actually takes psychologically to get that lead to want to book an appointment themselves. If you've ever wondered why it feels like your team is saying the right things but not getting the right outcome, I'm going to break it all down in this video. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Rashawn R. I run MediLaunch, which is a med spa growth system that helps med spas get new clients on autopilot while fixing all of the chaos internally. I've helped hundreds of clinics fix their sales process and achieve their revenue goals. And I'm excited to overview this call with you guys. So let's jump into it.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm perfectly fine. I called because I know that you would be available for tomorrow, but we would like to make sure first that you'd be qualified for, to pre-qualify you for the treatment.
Okay, guys, so the first point that I'm going to make is that try not to use triggering language. All right, triggering language is something that raises sales resistance. When someone is resistant, they're not going to, close on the sale. And triggering language leads to that. So instead of saying, I'm calling to pre qualify, right, you actually want to say, I'm calling to ensure this is a good fit for you, or this is the right fit for you, right? So I'm calling to pre-qualify you should be changed to ensure this is a good fit for you.
But of course, before we proceed, I'd love to quickly ask you a few questions, just a few.
Okay, so one thing here is there's something in sales, guys, called order of importance. All right, order of importance. It's like what this means is like, in which order do I ask the questions? Let me give you guys like an obvious example of this. If I say something like, hey, I do $2,000 a month for marketing, are you looking to buy? That means that like when I was trying to get the commitment for them to buy, I asked that first. That would be like the worst order of importance, right? Like rather I start the conversation with, hey, like I want to see if this is a good fit for you and what you're dealing with. And if it does seem like a good fit, I could go over pricing and see if that makes sense for you, right? So the point that I'm trying to make here is like, why would I talk about the $2,000 for marketing before I talk about if they actually need marketing, what their business is dealing with, and if I'm actually the person that can help them out? There's no difference than when you're on a phone call with a patient. There's no point of you saying, hey, like I'm calling to pre-qualify you and do a free consult. But wait, before we do all of that, let me go ahead and ask you questions. It makes way more sense to ask the questions on what they're dealing with. And then if the questions align with the treatment, then it makes sense to pitch the consult.
What will happen is that going to, in order to confirm, hold on, give me one moment. So we will be, what we'd like you to do is to start.
Okay, you guys see how like for like 7 seconds here, she's kind of stuttered and hasn't really gotten out a complete statement. I know this seems minor and it seems like I'm nitpicking, but things like this lower your authority in sales. If you sound smooth and fluent, people will feel comfortable moving forward.
What was your question?
What do you get interested in the Botox?
I just have some events coming up. I'm going to the Marine Ball with my son, who's a Marine, and I just thought, you know what, let's maybe do something a
That
little
is
extra
good.
special.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so look, here's one thing I would say in sales too. I know a lot of new setters do this, and some experienced people do this as well. Let the patient actually talk before you interrupt. It's some people's personality to just talk over people instead of like actively listening to what they have to say. So if you notice, she was about to go into this like really emotional why she wanted Botox, but the appointment center, instead of just doing something like, got it, she just started to kind of interrupt with her own sentences. We never got the how long. You guys, she started to go into frown lines, forehead lines, laugh lines. We got the problem, right? Lines, etc., right? But we didn't circle back to the how long, which is like, I guess just give me a gauge of like how long you've been noticing those lines, right? Are we talking like 2 years or 2 months? This seems like a mundane question, but what you're actually getting the prospect to do is realize how urgent it is to make a change when they realize they've been dealing with something for a long time. So, like a really good example of this would be if you go to a chiropractor, it's the exact same sales process. And if you jump on a call with a chiropractor appointment setter, like there's obviously like thousands of appointment setters for chiropractors, the appointment setter is going to ask you, like, what's the problem? You're going to say, I have back pain. And they're going to say, oh, well, how long have you been dealing with that back pain? Has it been like 2 months or like 2 years? And you're like, 2 years. And I'm like, oh, that sounds really painful. We need to do something about this now. Right? That's the reason that they're asking the how long. It's an urgency question. The only thing that I would tell her is make sure she asks this tie down, which is mind if I quickly go over how it all works. I know this seems so minor, guys, but the reason that we ask this question is when you make the prospect feel like the sales process is in their control, they obviously have more compliance, right? So what you're doing here is like you're just asking for permission to move forward in the sales process, right? And people love feeling like they're in control of the sales process. So by you skipping that and saying, "Hey, look, Botox will definitely help you with X, Y, and Z. This is our treatment. This is our offer." You're just kind of like rushing through it. It's like it's kind of one of those lines that just makes you relax, right? Like you're doing all this talking, just relax and say, "Hey, do you mind if I quickly go over how the treatment and the offer works?" And they're like, yeah, of course, right? And it's just more compliance, more buy-in because you're actually giving them the floor to direct the conversation.
We do fillers as well, and we do Botox. We do a lot of treatment, so you can also consult that with Takara. Takara's been in this industry for 7 years, so you're in good hands with her. Okay, so for tomorrow, do you have any more questions?
Okay, you see how she was like really quick to just jump into tomorrow? Just make sure, just ensure you've actually clarified the solution to the objection, right? Do you guys do filler as well? Just simply say, yeah, we do filler and Botox. Are you also interested in filler? She's like, yeah, well, we could definitely talk more about that in the consultation. Does that sound good? Right? Rather than, yeah, we do filler and Botox. Like, can we get you in tomorrow? Right? Like it's still that what I mentioned a bit ago of like forcing someone through the call. Like sometimes salespeople and like appointment setters and like God bless them, like they just come from really bad sales companies that just force people to do things which no longer works. They get into a habit of always trying to force someone through the call so that they could get the booking, get the booking. But the funny part about sales is like you will get the booking, you will get the sale if you just actually take the time to care about the person that you're talking to.
And how soon after the consultation would they be able to do the procedure?
You can definitely do the treatment tomorrow if you'd like to do it tomorrow as well, or you can decide on your own. Or since you had this treatment back then, before, you can definitely get it anytime that you would want to get the treatment or you're ready to get the treatment for. So whether you would like to get ready for the ball, it's going to be up to
I know,
you.
but yeah. Well, yeah. Now, yeah, because it's next week. I mean, I don't think there's time. It doesn't take a while for it to like do its thing or like have results from it. I mean, how long does it take for results to? I know it's different for everybody, I'm sure, but what is a typical like ever? The results? When do they show up?
Oh, good question. Let me tell you exactly what the treatment is for. Okay, Botox is a simple and safe treatment that reduces the wrinkles.
Okay, so can we all agree here? Maybe guys, give me a thumbs up that her objection at the moment is how soon will I see results? Right? The why she's asking that is my son's Marine graduation. I still remember her true why. I listened. My son's Marine graduation is next Friday. That's what she said. We know her real why. I want to look fab. She didn't actually say that. I'm just going to put that in there. Can we all agree that this is actually the objection at hand right now? Maybe just give me a thumbs up or a thumb down if there's another objection. We got one thumbs up. I'll take it. So here's the point I'm trying to make. This is her only objection. And this is actually very common as well. People start trying to answer objections that are not even objections. So all I hear as a sales rep right now is, how soon will I see results? The only answer that should come after that is, hey, typically it takes about 2 to 4 weeks for the results to fully settle in. And if you have a different, like, I'm not a nurse, guys, by the way. I'm not a nurse, but maybe, ladies, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's like 2 to 4 weeks for it to fully settle in. And all that you need to say to her right now is that, and say, does that clear up your question? Right. And at that point, she's going to be good to go. She's going to be like, yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for. Or she may say, oh man, like, that's further than I thought, right? Like my event is next week, but that's further than I thought. But at least you gave her the right information, right? But if you notice, where we're going now is we're going, hey, like, here's how Botox works. And don't get me wrong, I love that she's explaining them the treatment and everything, but I would rather her just address the question head on.
In order to confirm the appointment, we do require a card on file. No, you will not be charged, of course, unless you cancel or no show without a notice within 24 hours. This will just allow us to respect our team's calendar and better serve all our clients.
Okay, you guys, sorry to keep stopping this. We lost all trust. All right, because I didn't realize what was coming next. Let's get a card on file. Look at the word track here, guys. From a place of who you trust. No, the consult's free. There's no charge. It's free. You just pay for the treatment. Let's get you booked. Oh, wait, there's a card on file. That actually sounds like a scam, right? It seems simple, but it sounds like a scam. And I wouldn't trust that. So now my conversation that I was just having about 20 seconds ago, where I said, if we're actually collecting deposits, she's not going to get it. Now we could kind of see, let's see how this turns out. Because from my opinion, I would be very surprised if she gave her the card over the phone.
Of course, okay?
No, I'm not really comfortable giving my credit card over the phone.
Oh.
Bingo. There you guys go. All right. I've reviewed enough of these. I reviewed enough of these. I can tell you guys what's going to happen at every point, right? And that's not like me trying to be a know-it-all. I'm like $5 million in cash collected in sales. I know I could tell by someone's tone when they're not going to move forward, and the way that the sales reps control the call. This is the result, right? Everything we talked about for the last 30 minutes, this is the result. You get these type of results.
Fair enough. I understand. Yeah, there's a scam all around. I totally understand, and you're not the only one. But yeah, we do this just to make sure that this appointment will be secure, and especially that we are trying to secure your spot for the special, the 199 special, just in case you are going to get the treatment when you get your consultation, so you don't have to, to pay for more for your treatment. So if you're not comfortable providing your card information, that's totally fine. What I can do is that I can send you a secure link via text or via email, whether you'd like to go with a text message. I can send it to you right now. You can do it as we speak. So just in case you have questions, you can raise it. Then you will be receiving a notification once you were able to secure your appointment. So all you need to do is just to follow the directions.
Super, super long explanation. I think we're at probably like 30 seconds of trying to handle the objection, and we haven't even opened up dialogue for the prospect. Right? Scammers usually talk more than the prospect, right? I'm not saying that she's a scammer. Obviously, I know she's not a scammer, but I'm saying what makes someone feel like it's a scam is when you just start talking in circles, you get all nervous when they say no. Like, guys, just relax, right? Here's what you do. Just relax. Someone says, I don't want to leave a card on file. You do 4 of 4 things. You diffuse. You say, hey, no worries. I get that all the time. Right? You can say that many ways. Just diffuse the objection, right? That's the first thing you do. Notice I'm not like, hey, no worries, da 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 da. Like, just be simple and relax. Hey, no worries. I get that all the time. Right? Super calm tone. Then I'm going to clarify. Right? I'm just going to clarify the objection. I'm going to say, what is your main concern around the card on file policy? That's it. I don't want to talk over her or like talk her off the call for 40 seconds. I just want to ask. At that point, you get the concern. right? Because if I say that, she may say something like, "Oh, I don't trust giving my card over the phone." Right? Let's just I'm not gonna assume that's the objection. I'm going to clarify that's the objection. Most sales reps assume the objection, which is why they do not make sales or make money. You need to clarify the root of the objection, right? You tell me, I'm not going to tell you. So she says, I don't trust giving my card over the phone, right? So this is number one. This is number two. The third thing that you're going to do, very simple, is you're going to explain away the concern, the specific concern, not the concern that you've made up in your head, right? Don't make up your own concerns. Explain away their concern, right? And you're going to go here and you're going to say, no worries. I can send you over, send over a secure link for you to take care of that on our website portal, right? And then at number 4, this is the part you cannot forget. You can't just say, I'll send it over to you like I'm sending it now. Go ahead and do it. I'm on the call. No. That still sounds like a scam. Number 4, you're going to be empathetic because empathy wins, right? In a world where everybody just wants to force people to do things, you're going to be very empathetic and you're going to say, you're going to close the loop with empathy. Okay. And here's how that sounds. Very simple. Does that clear up your concern? If yes, book and win. If no, return to number 1.
It will still gonna ask you for credit card information because just like what I mentioned, this would just allow us to secure your appointment and also
Don't say, remember we talked about triggering language? I'll just put this at the bottom. We're getting deep. Don't say, just like I mentioned. I know some of this stuff sounds super simple, but if I give someone an objection and they say, just like I mentioned before, instantly I have an attitude. Because in my head, the only thing that I hear is, screw you. I just told you this is the policy. It doesn't actually sound empathetic. There's no empathetic way to say, just like I mentioned before.
So I'm going to pass on this. Thank you.
There you go. There you go, guys. That's what's going to happen. The call unravels itself.
Quick side note, guys, if you are a MedSpa owner looking to scale your business to 100K per month, increase profits, or just create an asset that runs on its own that you can maybe one day sell or pass down to someone else, you should definitely click the link in our bio, join our MediLaunch program where we're helping hundreds of MedSpa owners do the exact same thing right now. I would love to see you guys on the other side.